well, that 10,000 lumen flashlight of mine arrived, and I obviously say 10,000 lumens in sort of speech marks because it probably isn't 10,000 lumens, but it is incredibly bright for what it is. So anyway, let me show you how bright it is. Obviously I've got the room light on at the moment, but I'll just turn this on, and yeah, all of a sudden that's brighter than the actual ceiling light. So that's it on high. Press again for low, and then off. It also has a strobe mode, so just a bit of a warning if you're epileptic. That's it on the strobe mode. Right, I'll get the camera on a tripod, then I'll talk about it a bit more. Okay, so this particular one says E-Mart on it, but I've seen this exact same flashlight with different brand names on. So as far as I'm aware, it's like a generic Chinese, quite good, sort of cheap flashlight that whatever company rebrands. So it has 10 LEDs on it, and they look like Cree LEDs, but I'm not actually sure what the lumens are. As said, these are advertised as 10,000 lumens. I know for a fact this isn't going to be an actual 10,000 lumen flashlight, but it's still very, very bright for the price. Most of these cost on Amazon and eBay anywhere between about £20 and £30. Now, depending on how much you pay, you might be able to get in the kit. Some of these come with a plastic case and batteries for it. I think some even come with a battery charger. This one was like one of the cheapest ones I could find on Amazon, low 20 quid amount, probably like 22 or something I paid for this. Then I bought a multi-pack of 18650 batteries, because I have other flashlights that use those, and a decent charger for the 18650 batteries. In terms of quality control, it's all fairly good, except there's nowhere to fit a lanyard on, unless you sort of tied some paracord around there and then had the other bit like that. It's all aluminium as far as I can tell, construction. There's a bit of rattle there, where basically the sort of plastic that covers the LEDs has a bit of movement there. You can actually take this red bit off and take it out and put it back in. The issue is that there's a washer on one side, I think, and not a washer on the other. That's only a minor gripe, but just to point it out. So to get the battery compartment, you twist here. Right, so that's the end your 18650 batteries touch. They all go positive that way. So obviously not much to say about that. So standard 18650 rechargeable batteries, Li ions, so lithium ion batteries, 3000 microamps on these. Said you can probably get lipos that are a bit better than this, sorry, Lions that are a bit better than this, but I know my Frunite Lion is better than that, but these are good enough. They will last a long time when fully charged. From what I could find out, and I couldn't find out lots of information on these, because this one didn't come with any instructions or anything, in high mode it lasts about 3 hours maybe, in low mode it lasts about 6 hours. So I'm assuming low is about half the lumens of whatever high is, so if high is about, you know, 5,000 lumens, let's guesstimate, then I guess low is about 2,000 to 2,500 lumens, something like that. But regardless, it's very bright. So obviously there is a ceiling light on here again, but just turn it on, and as you can see that's brighter than the ceiling light by far. So that's on high, that's low, that's off. There's the strobe again. So if you were to be attacked and looked into this, that is totally disorientating. This flashlight, anything brighter than this is overkill as far as I'm concerned. Not to say having more lumens would be bad, but I cannot physically see any way if a light this bright was shone in your face, if you were using this in self-defense, that the person could carry on attacking you, because there is no way to look into a light this bright. I'm sure if you have your eyelids closed, yeah, even then, with your eyelids closed, everything just goes red, where obviously the light goes through your eyelids. The only way to block the light would be to do that. So if somebody shone it at you, you'd have to be going like that, and then of course you can't see to attack the person. If you try and lift that out of the way, already it's dazzled your eyes again. So yeah, a flashlight of probably 1,000 lumens plus for self-defense is really good. As I was saying in the previous video, so even the 400 lumen flashlights are pretty good in a scenario where you'd have to use this. One thing to note, if you have it on high, it does get hot very quickly, so I don't know how good the heat sinking is. and you probably wouldn't want to keep it on high for too long. You probably want to use it on low most of the time. That would make sense, preserve your batteries, but you can get an idea how bright this is even on low. So one of the things I like about this is that because it has quite a flat wide base, you can put it down and use it as a ceiling light. So let's flick off this light, and as you can see there's a bit of light behind the camera. Let me just flick it off. Right, see, there's not much light. If I put that on full, it's very bright. So the great thing about this is obviously if you wanted to use it for some sort of utility use, you just simply pop it down on its base somewhere on a flat surface and you've got a lot of light. Even if you popped it down on the floor, you'd still get a lot of light from that. Obviously looking down it's hard to actually see that to pick it back up without blinding yourself with it. Again, my vision's gone a bit funny. Right, so my vision still hasn't quite returned to normal. There's like a big grey spot in my face. If I close my eyes I can still see the LEDs. But to give you an idea, let's say you were trying to attack somebody and you pulled out the flashlight, sorry. Let's say the camera, from your perspective, you're a mugger or something. You said, give me your wallet, whatever you're going to do. I've pulled this out, I've shone that right in your face. That's just a normal high mode. You literally cannot see. If I strobe you, there is no way that you're going to be able to actually accurately attack somebody of that going off in your face. It is going to be literally impossible. So, there you go. It is bright. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to go out in the garden and we're going to have a look. I'll just put the camera on my hand for that, so it's going to be a bit shaky cam footage, but you'll get an idea of just how bright it is if I do that. Right, hopefully you can tell from this that there's almost no natural light. I can just about see with my own eyes, but you know, you can only make out where a couple of objects are in a garden. Right, full beam. There you go. As you can see, that reaches the shed about 15 yards away at the end of the garden, no problem. Then on low beam you can still see it very clearly. And it's better with my eyes than the camera, to be honest, because the camera struggles to actually autofocus properly in the dark. So let's just take this for a little walk up the guard. I will have some PIR lights that are going to come on as I do this, but this is obviously much brighter than those. Let's see how much of the beam you can see in the sky. Let's put it on high again, and there you can see the beam on high. If I shine it at the fence, you can see just how bright that white spot is. The beam's kind of a cross between a thrower and a sort of flood, to be honest, which is quite nice. You've got a big sort of big hot spot in the middle of the thing, but for the most part it's actually fairly good at being, you know, can see well up close, can see well at a distance. So to look towards the house there, that's completely dark other than my reflection in the window there. Turn it on to full. Yeah, really bright. You'd have no problem in the dark seeing this. Let me just put the camera down and then you can see me walk along with it. Alright, to give you an idea, if you're in a house, you obviously have reflective surfaces. Using it in the dark, that's how bright it is. As I was saying, it's kind of a good combination beam between a thrower and a flood, or a spot, or however you want to call it, but as you can see there, it lights up an entire room, no problem. You have like the hot spot on the mannequin there, but the entire room is easily visible. Just to show again, if you're in a room with actual ceiling lights, that's how much brighter that is than ceiling lights. It's pretty insane. As I said, this is quite nice because it's got the good combination between an actual thrower and a spot, or a thrower and a flood, however it's, you know, however you call them, the technical terms. it lights up both an immediate area quite well and has a very good hotspot for illuminating stuff at distance. So what do I think of it? Yeah, it's pretty amazing for the price, because you can get these for about 20 quid, and it certainly outputs a lot of light. As said, I don't actually think this is 10,000 lumens, but you get probably at least 4,000 or 5,000, I should imagine, from how bright this is. And as I was saying, it's kind of a good combination of being halfway between a floodlight and a sort of thrower torch. So, you know, you can light up both the immediate area around you and still see fairly far away with it. It's not one of those customisable ones where you can adjust the zoom or whatever you do on them to, you know, have it either brighter or sort of, you know, up close or further away. So just to show you again, that's how bright it ends up being if you just use it in a normal room. And yeah, for the price it's very good. As saying, these are only about £20 to £30 you pay for these. I wouldn't trust it as much as an actual through night torch or anything like that for everyday carry use. It's a bit too bulky as an EDC torch, but it'd be very good, I imagine, if you're using it as some sort of security guard type thing. Supposedly it's shockproof. I don't want to test that, to be quite honest. It may very well be, but you know, I don't really intend on dropping it, and I'm not doing it sort of as a review type video, in the sense that I've been sent it to review and, you know, test it to its abilities. It's meant to be lightly water resistant as well. Apparently it's, you know, like rain and stuff, if it gets on it it's fine, don't drop it in a puddle. So yeah, it seems good enough. As I said, quality control issues, there's a bit of a rattle there where that doesn't quite sit tight. But overall I'm very impressed with it for the price. As said, yes, it's definitely not going to be 10,000 lumens as the people who sell these advertise them are, but for the amount of money you're paying for these, 20 to 30 quid, you are getting a lot of you know, lumens output, 4,000 to 5,000 I think is a minimum, and it's had no problem illuminating anything I've pointed it at. As I said, the heat sink on this isn't great. I saw some 1-star reviews on Amazon where people were saying like, oh, I had the torch on for an hour and then I touched it and I burnt my hand. Yeah, with high output lumen torches they are going to make a lot of heat, especially if they're a cheap end one. Don't expect the world from it, but for the price, yeah, it's pretty amazing. So, as I was saying before with the self-defense torches, if you want to get something like this, I really can't see how somebody could come at you in the dark with, you know, to try and attack you. And if you pulled one of these out and shot it in their face, you would have plenty of time to escape or preemptively strike them. So there you go. This is called the E-Mark one, this one, but these same flashlights have loads of different names. 10,000 lumen torch. Very, very good.